Hi beautiful, welcome to EBINOTTI Official. I am EBINOTTI and today we are doing the zodiac readings. This is going to be for the zodiac sign of Taurus. Whether you're Taurus sun, Taurus moon, have Taurus anywhere within your birth chart, or if you just want to tap into the energy of Taurus, we're going to be reading for the full moon Leo. So if you're new around here, we read every 2 weeks. When the moon cycle changes from full moon to new moon, we sit down and we break it down with the elements and now with the zodiacs. So welcome. Housekeeping, anything you need from me is likely down in the description box. So contact information, if you're curious about the cards we use here on the channel, my deck collection is listed down there as well. I always try to name the cards as we go through them. Sitting down to get into Taurus energy. First things first. Excuse me. I was feeling tongue-tied. The air element for Taurus was feeling a little choppy as my heat and fan literally kicks in. So wanting to clear the air, keep the mental space a little bit, coddled, tender, and just making sure we're taking extra care for our mental health, okay? In terms of communication, the way that comes out with the throat chakra, we want to just be clear, concise, punctual with our words and not over speaking. That's kind of the message coming in there. There's no need to over speak, taking time to really breathe. I'm going to hydrate, which I don't often do, take a sip in a reading, especially at the beginning, but cheers to you, Taurus. We're going to have a little sip of water here. I'm getting very, very dry, very parched. So the upper chakra is under a little bit of pressure within the system. You might be feeling that physically, you might be feeling it mentally or emotionally or spiritually, okay? But it is coming in for you, Taurus. And anything that happens within a reading, just know on some synchronistic spiritual level, it is for you. It is part of the reading. So keep that in mind, okay? As we've read for full moon Leo, we've had all kinds of interruptions and excitement around here. Even my beautiful cat Kiwi has come and wanted to make all kinds of noise during the readings as well, and that's not at all typical of her. So full moon brings out the most interesting behavior, doesn't it? And full moon Leo is no special and that's it, the words were gone. No special what? And then that's it, the words were gone. So again, the mental energy, a little bit choppy if you have cognitive dissonance, meaning you've been struggling with any of your beliefs, or if you've just had it's cloudy up in the mental space, no brain capacity whatsoever. It's fine. Let it go. Let go and let God, I just heard. So it's time. Let's get into your reading. As you can see, we've got some oracle cards and a tarot deck already picked out for you today, Taurus. We're going to start with the Goddess Oracle and see what comes in from the Divine Feminine, the Cosmic Mothers amongst us. Okay, so feeling very spiritual, getting into your reading, needed to do a little bit of grounding, a little bit of breath work just to clear up the mental space. I mean, I have a job to do, so I need the mental space to be clear for this. So feeling the need to do just taking a second, maybe taking a sip, right? An exception, because we weren't planning on doing that. That wasn't part of it, was to stop and have a drink. So you might need to take a second for yourself, whether it's 5 seconds to just take a nice deep breath and really feel it. That can be the only meditation that you're doing right now, and it can suffice. So making sure you're really tapping into how you feel, how you're feeling connected to your body, especially with the heart and the lungs and the way that the blood pressure goes through the brain. Okay, I'm really feeling that cardiovascular system and wanting to purify the blood. So you might be craving all kinds of things right now, Taurus. And just know that that's your body talking to you and letting you know that it wants some things for the system, for what you guys are trying to achieve together, be it the energy you need to get through the day, the bravery and courage under full moon, especially full moon Leo. We got to talk a little bit of that fear, a little bit of that bravery and courage being activated for the deepest desires of your heart, okay? A full moon really does show us, whether we like it or we're handling it or we're resisting it or not, it shows us under a full moon exactly what we want, what we have, what we don't have, how much, we're aligned to what we desire, how much of it is authentic and truthful, okay? So really a little bit of pressure in the mental space, which means you can let it go, okay? Let go and let God when it comes to logic and finances and all of the hows and whens. That's the details. That's the factual data. Okay, you want to just really put that aside right now and flow with your feminine energy, with your spiritual energy. It can be creative right now. Anything to kind of get you out of that logic driven. I mean, get the job done, right? Taurus gets the job done. But after that, try to lean into maybe not excessive pleasure, but lean into creativity. Lean into things that are more about the substance behind them than they are necessarily, you know, how factually productive or, you know, accomplished or successful is this action. Okay, on the bottom, wow, to get us started as a theme, Eurynomy, beautiful goddess energy that we've seen all throughout this full moon reading cycle. Dancing, showing us what it is to be beautiful and free and feminine. And look at her beautiful leg muscles. Like, that's never really been the thing that stuck out here, Taurus, but just showing off the legs a little bit, the power and the strength of that muscle, and you know, how free and feminine it can be when it's moved in this way, used in this way, shown and expressed in this way. So ecstasy and expression coming out very, very strong to start us off here, Taurus. What a beautiful feminine energy to start. So Taurus is Venus energy, which is Friday is coming up, the day of the week that planet in your body, celestial body, that planet rules Friday. Where we like to dance, you know, even in our timeline collectively, that's a thing. Fridays, oh, as we get our cards flying, and I can see Baba Yaga down there. We need to talk about her. All kinds of things going on. Rhiannon, we'll talk about doubt, but let's just go with that beautiful Stevie Nicks or whatever song, Rhiannon, and then Wild Woman. I saw her. And I could not speak on Baba Yaga first, okay? When the grandmamas, the elders come out, we listen. We sharpen up. We feel young again. Oh my God. The second your grandmother energy steps on the board, you are back to page. If that's where they put you, that's where you are. You know what I mean? And it's such a proud and beautiful moment when they allow you to be one of the elders or the respected or the honored amongst them, okay? So beautiful energy coming in with Wild Woman out here. And because we saw Rhiannon, we know that there's fear under any full moon, again, with Leo and fire. Leo, you know, that's that full moon energy. She's telling us, look at the look on her face. It's so beautiful and a little bit mischievous, okay? She's doing some fox energy here for us, and I love that because we do need to be a little bit trickstery in our feminine energy to express our, let's say, sexuality, creativity, okay? There's a bravery and a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a sassy energy that comes in when we become artists and creators as women, and that can play out and resonate in so many different ways within the collective. So making sure we're making our music, stirring our cauldron, and dancing to the tune of our own drum with Baba Yaga out here. And now we need to see, what is the other goddess card that we got? Aries. Wow. Okay, crisis. It's intense. You see the yellows looking, oh, look at that. Eurynomy is underneath again. Wow. So it's a pretty powerful energy out here. We'll leave it all on the board for you today, Taurus. Why not? We're just going to have a big orgy of cards here. And Durga with boundaries. So that's going to be, Rhiannon's going to go back on the bottom, but Durga's still relevant because we saw the mix, the contrast over here of, even though it's light with the color palette that is chosen, it's very dark with how quickly, it can get up in the mental space. You see the triple energy of Aries. Okay, so being very, very careful with fear and doubt. This is very heavily the dark side. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about that satanic energy. Even Baba Yaga suddenly looks like she's stirring a cauldron instead of beating a fucking, you know, gong thing out there. So being careful. Boundaries are a really good segue into this message, because this is how we rebalance, rehydrate. I just heard, because it's looking parched. Aries is looking parched, okay? So in a lot of ways, bringing water, which is emotions, love, pleasure, in the healthiest way into anything triggered. This Uranus and Rhiannon trigger things like anger. You see the tiger and all the reds coming out here. It's a powerful trigger here that could be putting you into a lesser energy, so more base, primal. Again, being Taurus, the root chakra is your chakra. So when it gets out of balance, when it gets triggered, when there's a crack and, you know, it really starts to fester, it can go dark and it gets powerful in the darkness, and we don't want to do that, okay? So there's a lot of air energy here with Rhiannon and her beautiful wild horses. I just love that so much. There's a 3 energy to the horses here, as well as the 3 energy to these crazy demonic beings. Have gone clearly very dark, even though they're angelic. You know how it is with the fallen angels out here, okay? So we're going to leave all those goddesses on the board and put Durga over here as we get into the next oracle. Do we need more oracle cards? I don't know, Taurus. We're just going to try and get you one quick dragon here before we get into your tarot cards. So you know what the need for balance is. This is just a message to tell you how important it is under this full moon energy. So when things get crunchy or choppy, okay, that's when it becomes really, really important to use the wild woman energy to be pure feminine power. Meaning, no need to be a warrior out here. You lay your boundaries, wild woman on the horses or on the tigers or whatever you're riding in here, just in case demons do show up. But other than that, we are free. We are unsheathed here. We don't have any armor on. We're very safe and protected in our energy, dancing with the spirits of nature and all the wonderful things, okay? And we can quickly, if you see over here, Rhiannon doesn't really look like she has armor on either. We can quickly jump on those wild horses and ride into battle against anything, anything that comes up, okay, in the crisis. That's what mamas do best, too. My mom's a Taurus. Hey, Ma, shout out to you. I know you're probably watching this one. Mom always tries to support. But the thing that mothers have done since the beginning, okay, is protect their babies. And we don't need that energy to be activated. There's a very restful preparedness over on this side, because Baba Yaga's got the energy out here like, I dare you. I fucking dare you, right? To cross these boundaries, which have been laid by warriors for generations. And here we are, free and da-da-da-da-da. But, I mean, the Taurus, my mother always taught me to be prepared, right? To plan for the worst and, you know, enjoy the best. Or however you say that. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say. Okay, let's see what these dragons have to say about it. Because you can ride dragons. That's more my vibe. You know, if something's flying around, looking all crazy, like, I'm jumping on a dragon over a horse any fucking day. And there's no way I'm getting anywhere near a wild cat. Okay, in the jungle, people are like, you know what's funny about that? I hope Mama's watching, because she's going to love this story. There's pictures of me and my little brother. Wouldn't that be the day? Me and my brother, he's older. Me and my brother with a tiger at the circus when we were kids. And of course, they like drug out this fucking tiger so it can be like around children. And he's laying on us, you know, and we're just there, stupid, smiling with this poor fucking animal. So yeah, not into the feline energy or wild cats. You see all these people on social media with their animal sanctuaries, and they're like, you know, hugging up on their lions, and I watch every single one of those. I think it's so beautiful, but I'm waiting for the moment that animal does what it naturally does and eats the other creature, which happens to be a human acting stupid. Okay, the gold and silver violet flame dragon. This is a repetitive dragon for 3 readings in a row on the bottom of the deck. Now, this transmutation is all about Scorpio, so let's read it. Transmutes the old around you with wisdom and grace. That's the feminine, wisdom and grace, okay? And the advice. It's time for transmutation, magic, and healing. Offer service under grace. So definitely been to the underworlds, definitely have seen the demon realms and all of that, you know, and like Baba Yaga, possibly in crone energy now, we are very comfortable in our power, whether we are crone, young, it doesn't matter our age over here. This is the power of the feminine when it is experienced, and that's what that's speaking on, okay? So violet flame and transmutation, a big energy. I believe that came up for your polarity in the zodiac, which is Scorpio as well. So you might want to check that out. Polarity is a big thing. In psychology, they say that your polarity in the zodiac, or any polarity they give you in psychology, whether they're spiritually or science-based, right? Okay, so your polarity within the zodiac is supposed to be your weakness. But the thing about that is it's a weakness that you can activate to be one of your greatest strengths. So it's like a rags to riches kind of story that you can find in your polarity. That might be a message for you, okay, Taurus? So transmutation, not a lot of credit given to Taurus because you're so stubborn and so earthy. But when you do shift, everything shifts, okay? The whole earth, the whole kingdom that you've created boundaries around, especially if this is a mothering energy or if you have children, now masculine or feminine energy coming in, it doesn't matter. We just need one dragon here, please, since we've got so many goddesses out here. But if you're feeling unheard, you know how it is. Feeling very motherly, we'll listen, okay? But we need, okay, that's a lot. That's too many. But I think we got, okay, 3, 4, no, babies. They were all the same colors, though, and we love that. Feeling very cosmic. There you go. You can have 2. And the rainbow on the bottom as our theme that brings the leap of joy that opens new doors. Feeling very inner child here. So tapping in, again, to this ecstasy energy now, getting inner child with it. We're painting with watercolors here. We're, you know, having a little bit of a silly humor come into it. And I love the advice here, have trust. Rediscover wisdom, especially childlike wisdom, the creativity, the freedom, the expression of the child when it's protected, loved, and nurtured in safe spaces. Give that to yourself, okay? Expect miracles just like every child does. And accept opportunities. Think of how the child, if you've had kids or you can witness kids or you just know what kids it's like to be around kids, think of how a kid asks for something with no remorse. They don't know how much it costs. They don't know how much people suffered for it. They don't know what the hell they're asking for, if it's even a good thing for them. But think of when they want something genuinely, to dance, a color, a pair of shoes, whatever. Genuinely want something and love it so hard, and they just ask for it. They just ask. No remorse, no fallout, no concept, just pure rainbows and sunshine over here. And I love that for you, Taurus, because you don't tap into the inner child enough. You're always concerned with the demons or the worst case scenario, okay? So it's time to maybe set doubt aside, you know, and tap in a little bit more to wild horses, baby. I just keep seeing beautiful beach and horses and wind in your hair, like Rhiannon's giving us that vibe by the sea, riding wild horses, and then over here dancing, eating, music, joy, pure luxury, like diamonds and emeralds and rubies and sapphires. It's glowing, okay? So loving that for you, Taurus. Earth and fire, couple of elementals, and rose pink, which prepares your heart to connect with the higher facets of the cosmic heart. Okay, let's read this one. The advice: open your heart to warm-hearted love and diamond light. Ooh, diamonds. Connect with the love of the universe. Yes, baby. It's time for service. When you give, you receive. So works with you to clear fifth dimensional ley lines. Okay, I'm glad we actually read that one. Because I'm going to talk to you about it while we shuffle up your tarot. The ley lines. Let's talk about the sleep space. Let's talk about the fucking demons out here and the dark magic and all the crazy shit that these voodoo, hoodoo, worshipping Satan, or, you know, any of the crazy magics that the shit that these people get into, man. There's 8 billion of us out here. That's a lot. And the ley lines are like the heart veins, the veins of the earth, the blood pumping, and we're all crisscrossed or in certain places on the ley lines. If you look historically at that, you ever come across documentaries or books, it's so interesting because these fucks that have been out here doing God knows what with, you know, their intentions, have always used the ley lines of the earth. And that's what the earth and fire dragon are talking about, is the natural ley lines, the parts of the earth that call to you and why. Okay, so if you really want to travel, listen, it's a heart activation from rose pink. Like, it's the time of year where we just crossed Valentine's Day and we're going into Pisces season. This is the time of romance, love, the city of light, which is Paris, the city of romance, and all that good stuff. So really, really honoring the feminine here, okay? Protecting the inner child so it can express, but it's not all silly fun and games out here with Baba Yaga. Listen, shit gets very, very experienced, connoisseur, wise, expert level, okay? It's not just being silly and, you know, having fun. It's like, that's beautiful, joyous moments to have when the kids are awake, but when they go to sleep, okay, we get into the darker realms, we get into the elder feminine, and shit gets a little bit more, there's more depth to it, okay? So expression is a big part of this for you, Taurus. Wow. Beautiful. Again, if there are places on the earth that call to you, you might want to tap into that. Even if you can't travel there right now, you might want to do some research, start making some plans, sit down and plan out your dream trip, you know, or something like that. Oh my God, I love that so much. Ooh, and on the bottom of the deck to get us started, talking about darker energies, the Seven of Swords is literally lying, cheating, stealing. It's that kind of betrayal. It's that kind of deceit. It's fuckery. It's stuff in human nature. Okay, so these kind of crises that can very quickly distort your energy, earth and fire in your ley lines where you work on the planet. I mean, that's really important, because then you can't give and receive the way that this dragon talks about it, which is energy, resources, all of the things. As we get our first card out, the Page of Swords. I like that because if the theme is going to be the Seven of Swords, we need to talk about air, obviously, as an element, okay? So the Page of Swords bringing us messages, either to distract or both. It could be good or bad messages, things that, by bad, I mean things to get you into fear and distraction. So like the type of messages that make you doubt things, or the type of people that are always in a crisis. That's a really dense energy over here, okay? So the Page of Swords, we're going to see as we get the rest of your reading here what that message is all about. Coming out on its side, the Ten of Wands. These are the burdens. Okay, we got some heavy burdens, but we're at the end of a cycle there with the Ten of Fire. So it really talks about how endings become beginnings when things finally get completed, and the end leg of the race is always the hardest leg of the race, okay? So it's looking like it's been pretty heavy in the recent past, not surprising with the crisis energy that's been out here. Okay, that's it. And on the bottom, another page. That's fascinating. Okay, guess it's going like this. These two are coming together. And the 8. Okay, so centrally, the 8 of Pentacles, earth energy, that's your energy. This is mastery, okay? This is you finishing something, completing a service, because with the Earth and Fire Dragon, we really do talk about service and Baba Yaga, a long lifetime of womanhood, being a mother, being an expert, because she is studied, okay? So you're going to understand here as you finish up a cycle, complete a task, you're going to understand what all that work was for. It's a lot of work that has been put in with the 8 of Pentacles as we move into, look at this, the 7 and the 3 of Wands making up a 10 of Wands. Do you see what's happening here on either side? So really, really getting this message out for you. The 3 of Fire is all about taking action, and the 7 of Fire is all about defending. Both of these are action cards, but timing is everything here, okay? So something needs to be completed, mastered, finished, and for that to happen, we have 2 pages out here as messengers. Things need to, with fire messengers being a theme, listen, things need to go the way that they go, so you don't have all the control here, and of course, you know, that is a difficult part of it. Your message is to stay the course regardless of fear, doubt, any wandering from the path. I'm hearing wandering from the path. With the pink dragon, it's all about the heart chakra, okay? So you know what you set your goals as here. With fire being the direction, sort of like almost the main message, even though centrally it's not the main message, it is everything. Okay, here it is. Here it is, to keep it simple. We like to keep it simple. Taurus, when it comes to why you are struggling so hard right now, it's the amount of fire here. Top, bottom, side to side, we've got a triangle of fire going on. That's the level of spiritual alignment behind whatever it is that you really, really want to accomplish. So you need to go deep into your heart, focus on your goals, be faith-driven and expert level, okay? Have all the faith in yourself that you would have in whoever on this planet you think is the most wise or the most accomplished, okay? Because that's really the message here. You do have to prioritize a little bit what to take action on, what to keep the eye on, so that you know when the message comes in or when there's action to be had, you know exactly where to move and where not to, because distraction is a big part of this. With two different messengers, we could have mixed messages coming in for you sort of spiritually. As we get your final message, wow. The Tower coming up in reverse is actually... I like this card when anything in your life is not the way you want it to be. This is spirit interfering. And some point, it's like, thank God. You just want to thank God because you couldn't obviously do it on your own. Or you after all this time, you just want the help from spirit. It's like, just burn it. You know, just burn it down or fix it or move me out of it. If you've ever felt spiritually that on your path you were picked up and just moved aside, that's sort of the Tower moment, and you are going into this energy. But I like that these are all making their own little triangle pyramid over here because you're defending this energy. This is the vision. This is what you've worked so damn hard for, okay? It's earthly realm, it's earthly wealth, it's education or accomplishment, achievement. You fucking earn this, I heard, okay? Yes. So here, very much so ready to take action, but because timing is not yours, there are many other interferences, including like straight up dark forces here trying to get you fearful. This is spirit intervention. So when it gets crisis, okay, both the Tower and Uranus are speaking to us about crisis, but the goddesses are always here to support you. And like Durga shows us, it's about boundaries, okay? So you need to have boundaries in your mental space. This is where people create, or you maybe create illusions. You make things heavier. You worry. What is one of those old like shamanic sayings about like, you know, burdens and worry, or it's just not a realm for you. You just create more, and half of the things you fear or worry about never happen, okay? So do whatever kind of preparing you need to do in your worst case scenario here, because that's kind of on the table. We have a 1 to 10 cycle, so it feels a bit repetitive. Do whatever you need to do, and as soon as you do that, slip into, you know, who and what you are in your wholeness as feminine. Enjoy your life, enjoy your day. You're not fear-based. You're not going to live that way. You're living like the rose pink dragon is your dragon to ride, okay? You're doing what you do best. You're focusing on what you've been working so hard for. And when the time comes to take action and, you know, defend or stand up for, or, you know, it says fight for, but with the Tower, because it's not you taking action, it's more like mentally being able to stand strong even when all of the evidence doesn't support it, okay? Everybody thinks they know what's what in this energy, and you, in all your wholeness, know what's really up, okay? So continuing to work in all of your mastery with all of your strength and honor. This is some Viking shit right here I just heard with Rhiannon, and I love it. We're going to leave that one right there. Don't forget what Baba Yaga tells us. I fucking dare you, okay? Because she's very, very capable as the wild woman, but she's purely in faith with the babies out here with the rainbow dragon. So you set your boundaries, you put everything kind of where it needs to be, slot it into place, and then you move. You keep doing the work, you keep moving forward. Nothing is going to shift you when you've made a decision like this, okay? We're going to leave that one right there. It's a bit of a long one, but thank you so much if you stayed right to the very end, Taurus. Love you so much for it. I hope you got everything you needed out of this reading. We'll be back in about a week with the next moon cycle coming up for you. It is New Moon Pisces. So every 2 weeks we do these readings. Make sure you check back on the channel, okay? Thank you for being here. Please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. It really does help to circulate these videos to others, okay? If you were curious, that's a kyanite wand there. We do kind of play with stones and have quite a few stones on the altar. We'll talk about that other times. Thank you again, Taurus, and we'll see you on your next reading.